Yearning, yearning, Guru, grant your blessing so that I may be realized like Guru, Guru, grant your blessing so that I may be realized like Guru, Guru, grant your blessing so that I may be realized like Guru, grant your blessing so that I may be realized like a gentle rain is falling in the highlands of the largest snow range. Your instructions flow together into a lake, remembering again and again and again. Glorious Shepherdology, I supplicate you with one part in mind, full of a yearning. So Guru, will grant your blessing so that I may be realized like Guru. Grant your blessing so that I may be realized like Guru. Oh Guru, who granted your blessing so that I may be realized like you. The souls in the east, thou Campo hills, by the flowing stream of waters of clear light, remembering again and again the Lord, King of physicians, I supplicate you, Guru, grant your blessing so that I may be realized like Guru. Grant your blessing so that I may be realized like Guru. Grant your blessing so that I may know I gotta be realized. Oh, like you. Grant your blessing so I may realize. Shoots sprout in the land of Mahamudra. You reveal the treasure of the profound secret Tantra. Remembering again and again and again the Lord, the self-born Buddha, I supplicate you with a one-pointed mind, full of a yearning. Guru, grant your blessing so that I may be realized like Guru. Grant your blessing so that I may so that life be Guru. Oh, yeah. Grant your blessing so that I may be realized like Guru. Grant your blessing so that I may be realized like the 6 grains ripen and the Lord in the region of Draco. The 6 grains pervade all 6 realms of beings. Remembering the kind lords of Dharma, I supplicate you with one pointed mind, full of learning. Guru, grant your blessing so that I may be realized like Guru. Grant your blessing so that I may be realized like Guru. Grant your blessing so that I may be realized like Guru. Grant your blessing so that I may be on the crown of my head, on the sun and the moon. See, sits my kind Guru, inseparable from Vajradhara. Remembering again and again and again, supplicating my kind Guru with one thought in mind, full of yearning, yearning, burning. Guru, grant your blessing so that I may be realized like Guru. Grant your blessing so that I may be realized like Guru. Grant your blessing so that I may be realized like Guru. Grant your blessing so that I may be realized like Guru. Grant your blessing so that I may be realized like Guru. Grant your blessing so that I may be realized like Guru. Grant your blessing so that I baby, realize the Guru. Grant your blessing so that baby, realize the Guru.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Okay, next we go to the Malarepa's Guru Yoga. Malarepa Guru Yoga.
No, not in there. Guru is in a different. It's in the Milarepa chat. Let me see if I can find it.
Condition the flow,
Yeah, let's look forward to it.
Got it here.
Can you re-forward it?
Yeah.
Send that'll work to me.
Guru Yoga, I cannot find it. What happened?
I'm just sending it to
Smart.
Sons of Milarepa group for everyone.
But
Yeah, I'll do
Are
it.
they-
Yeah, the chat, Kempo, if you'd like to download it again.
It's today's. Like today, I cannot find so many things. It's a chart on.
I'll forward it to you as well.
No, there is no Guru Yoga. Song of Malarepa.
Everybody you have or no?
yeah, I have.
Okay, I got it. So everybody, you should have it now. And Carol, you get it.
Where is this Guru Yoga? Always easy to
I forwarded it
figure
to you
out.
in WhatsApp, Campbell.
Really?
Yeah, just now.
Really?
Empowerment.
Do you have WhatsApp open on your computer?
Oh, it's here.
Are you looking for the Jetson Milarepa, Kempo?
Yeah, I got. And this one. Above the crown of my head, upping a lotus and the moon is Jason Jepadorje. The color of his body is color blue and he wears white cotton. The locks of his hair are turned outwards. His right hand is held close at his right ear. His left hand is resting in economic mudra holding a squircle. Drawing within one experience of the turbulent firelights of promoter wisdom, utterly blazing with majestic brilliance, resounding with the melodies and Varjara song. Through your compassion, think of me with love. Bless me to attain the 5 kayas and the 5 promoter wisdom. Bless me to meet with the inner face of the way things are. Bless me so that discursive thoughts arise as meditation. Bless me so that I may bring negative conditions into the path. Bless me so that negative actions, misdeeds, and obscurations are purified. Bless me so that the purify of the views are severed. Bless me so that I will generate revelation to samsara. Bless me so that I will accomplish rainbow body and conchara. Tibetan. Ranga jewa bede de jesen je ba dorje ne kumdo mosa regar so varar jinde so ba ye sa ye ninje de garden yombe nyang ya do yarna ye xie wong ai zhu be long ze zen ra de ba wa re yo ye me do jin ge yang do tu ji da lai ze we gong ge nga yi xie nga do xin ji lo Nelo ran yar jawar zinje lo. Nando gomde jawar zinje lo. Jingye lamde longwar zinje lo. Lenge de dabar zinje lo. Tawai korsai chubar zinje lo. Korwai jen lo jewar zinje lo. Jalin karjun drabar zinje lo. Om Ai Guru Asai Benza Om. 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 So now we're going to cultivate the bodhicitta and visualize Guru Yadam, and then we're going to share the teaching. So first we cultivate the bodhicitta. Today we're going to engaging with practice Milarepa and hearing the teaching, listening, singing, all these activities benefit all our mother sentient beings. So cultivate bodhicitta. Oh, supplication to the Guru Yadam. meditate Guru, supplication to the Guru. Malarepa is Guru today. Good morning. And we're going to follow the yesterday, continue. So the yesterday, I think page 12. Is correct?
No.
No? Oh, it's page 6.
Yes. Go over to page 7 now. 7, yes.
Okay.
The
Page
paragraph
7.
top of the page.
So do you find the mind last night? Anyone searching? Or anyone has anything share what happened last night? Mind taking refuge or body is taking refuge? Or neither is taking refuge? Let us know. Anyone think about the yesterday teaching after finish? Yes, Melissa say yes. Some yes, I think some maybe not. So, okay. No one has anything to share. So everyone is, I think it's great. Realize. So, page 7, mind take refuge. Then, but the refuge seeker cannot be the mind. So he said refuge also cannot be mind, yeah. Bodies cannot be taking refuge. The reason is the body is a compound of phenomena. It's impermanent. So when we die, it's dissolved to 5 elements. No anything truly exists there. So that's why this shipper, young boy, recognize the body is not taking refuge. So the point is Malarepa asked him to, which is take refuge, body or mind, search. So he gave the homework for these boys. This boy did also homework. He come back, is sharing his homework for Malarepa, what he did. So my body is not taking refuge. Then also he said, mind also not taking refuge. But the refuge seeker cannot be the mind, as the latter is only the mind and nothing else. So the mind not taking refuge, reason if one says that the present mind is the rare mind and the succeeding one is the one with the take refuge. If the present mind take refuge, there will be 2 minds and the names for both, such as the present mind and the future mind, should then be giving them. So so he talking about he found the two things, and the present mind and the past mind. I see this present mind and future mind. So if the refuge is talking about the mind, then that's also logically cannot approving. The reason is there will be the two minds and the names for both, such as the present mind and the future mind, should be giving them. Besides, then the act of refuge seeking takes place. Both present and the succeeding minds have passed away. So both are so he said this mind actually not dying. That's correct? He said mind is not dying, right?
Yeah, passed away. You could say like, you could also say they're gone, like they're just gone. They're not there anymore.
Yeah.
Both present and succeeding minds have.
Yeah, if one says both take refuge, then the mind will become something immutable. Unchanging, which never grows or ceases to be. Means mind never die. So if never change, yeah, never die. The point is like mind is never die. So he just giving like his ideas. This is like 100% you say, or he said that we have to follow that, not that kind of case. But point is this boy, he recognized present mind and the future mind is different. And then there kind of two minds in there. There is this mind taking refuge, but this mind is permanent, kind of never die. So that's his experience sharing to Malarepa. You know, he said the mind is never die. So the body and the mind is totally different, because the body, he said, already dying, you know, it's gone. So bodies cannot be take refuge. That is true. Then he recognized mind is not dying. Mind is there, but it's permanent. Then he has dropped. If mind is taking refuge, then, you know, it's really he don't recognize mind really taking refuge. If one says, when the act of refuge seeking take place, both the present and the succeeding minds have passed away. If one says both take refuge, then the mind will become something immutable, which never grows or ceases to be. If that is so, then all the lives of the past and the future in the 6 realms of samsara, we need to nothing but in this refuge seeker. So mind never die. He says, past life, future life, we take the birth in the 6 realms. So then, if the mind is take refuge, it's good, but he think that also very hard to recognize. The point is, you know, body is clearly not taking refuge, but he has dropped about the mind. The mind, loosely he think not taking refuge too, because investigating, you know, the mind never die, but then goes 6 realms. Mind take the birth in the 6 realms, go to 6 realms. Mind never die. But I cannot remember anything in my past life. Then, okay, we say mind taking refuge. So then mind goes 6 realms, not die, 6 realms. But we cannot really recognize past life. he said, not remember anything past life. So we take refuge, like maybe past life, we cannot remember in this life. So that's, he asked a question, kind of, what happened then? If you have a refuge, previous life, then mind take the refuge, mind never die. And in this life, so we have to think about, past life take refuge or not. We don't remember past life. So we already forget. Nor do I know what will take place in my future one. So then no one knows future what happening. What happening, what going on in the future. If we take refuge in this life, so then what happened? We don't know future. Because no one knows future. No one can control the future. No one can like managing or organize and navigate in the future. Because don't know what happened. Past is already gone. We don't remember anything. So that's he put his thought. So the point is we not really investigating which is taking refuge, but the point is like this boy idea, what he found, what he thought, that is sharing to Malarepa. The minds of last year and yesterday are gone. So we mind, of course, past year, past life, last year, last month, yesterday, and even this morning, each moment is gone. That of tomorrow has not yet come. So tomorrow is not yet there. Then tomorrow is not yet there. Also, today evening is not yet there. Today, maybe afternoon, some area not yet there. Right now we are here is in Mexico City, is 10:46 morning AM, but not yet 11 o'clock. It's not yet there. So then you go to close, like each moment not yet the future ones. So that's his sharing. It's you going in more deeper this investigation, then no exist the past, no exist the future. So you go more subtle, no exist even in this moment, present moment is no exist, truly. So that's really, really have to go to subtle level. Then that logically approving mind is not exist. Mind is truly not exist. Past mind is not exist. Future mind is not exist. Past, future not exist. Present also not exist. Then mind is not exist. So that's the usually philosophy way investigating the mind. And philosophy way investigation, the external object is divided by the directions, and then go to cut pieces, smaller, and a part of particle, and then it goes to nothing. So external object is not exist to use that logic. Mind also not exist followed by past, present, and the future. Use this logic. So that's he don't have this philosophy investigation teaching, but he investigate that night. Then he has this experience. He's sharing from Malarepa. Has not yet come. The present following one does not stay. See, his present is not stay actually. Flowing is gone. But he's just this is his idea. Present not stay means actually present is not truly exist. Its present is truly exist or have always stay same. Then you cannot change. True. So that's also a problem. That's why present following one does not stay. Pray, my teacher. So then he please, pray to his guru, teacher. Please give me an explanation. I submit everything to you. So he said, whatever you say, I'm going to do. To you, you know everything. You know everything. You know what I need. So he requests to Malarepa, you know everything. You know what I need. Please help me. So then in answer to this request, Malarepa song. So Malarepa sharing this song. First, I think we share this teaching and then sing is better, right? Today, sometimes sing first and then share the teaching. Today we do teaching first, then sing. Everyone okay? Okay. So Malarepa giving the sing of realization. The answer to this request, Malarepa song, I sincerely pray to my guru. Malarepa pray to his guru, Marpa Lotsa. Who realized the truth of non-ego, I pray with the body, words and mind. Dami nelo topulamala. Dami nelo topulamala. Dakya gosam kipe sorvande. I say, pray to Guru who realized the truth of non-ego. So that's the Guru's, his Guru has realized non-ego. I pray with the body, words and mind. He pray to his through the body, speech and mind. I pray with a great faith and sincerity. So I pray, bless me and my disciples. Enable us to realize the truth of non-ego. Pretty us and deliver us from the plight of ego clinging. So that's a Malarepa actually supplication to his guru, Marpalosa. He homage through his body, speech, and mind. Then he said, me and my student, and please, give me blessing and realize emptiness. So remove our ego, and self-grasping. Ego clinging. See, that's the pretty us, the delivery us from the plight of ego clinging. So free from self-grasping. The point is the samsara root cause is self-grasping. So that's why Malarepa his pray to his guru and ask remove his ego clinging and self-clinging and his disciples. And that's he pray to the Marpa Lotsawa. Then listen carefully. So now he talking with his student. Listen carefully, dear Shepherd. Clinging to the notion of ego is characteristic of this consciousness. So he asks, listen carefully. He's talking about the Shepherd. Clinging to the notion of ego is characteristic of this consciousness. If one looks into this consciousness itself, he sees no ego, of it is nothing in seeing. So the point is, this is the called selflessness of a person. And you really looking into your I and the self. Malarepa says, no one can find I and the self exist. So we can investigate ourselves, especially when you have fear and then you close eye. Look to yourself. Who is fear? Your chronic feet. investigate all the part of everything, your body, and investigate your mind, then you cannot find anything exists. Someone is self and I is fear. So if you're looking really onto your, yourself, you cannot find I and self exist. So you cannot find I and self exist. That really helps remove fears. It's good to practice often and often use this method. This is a part of meditation. It's Milarepa recognized this young boy searching. He has experience of selflessness of a person. Because due to this boy, it's connection, karma, rappening, and I think previous life is practice level. He directly realized selflessness of a person. So we have so many teachings, but still we stuck in the selflessness of a person. This boy just get very short instruction. He really put effort due to Malarepa's blessing, and his karma is rappening. So very short instruction, he recognized selflessness of person. So that's, is an important part of meditation. Usually selflessness of person is. We have so much fears. Then due to that, we are actually endless suffering every moment in samsara. Not just measure something happening. Every moment we are suffering in samsara because due to self-grasping. And now you use this method, looking to yourself, is not exist, then you can really release your fears. You can release your emotions too. You can release your attachment. This is practice is more deeper than impermanent. Impermanent is a gross level, and also helps when you have attachment. So due to attachment, we have a kind of like, due to attachment, we have get suffering actually. Due to attachment, clinging to that, then you stuck with that, and you get strong and strong suffering. So you cultivate this impermanent, less attachment, become less suffering. So impermanent also helps remove our suffering, but go more deeper level, then this selflessness of personal meditation is more strong. So many this Hinayana tradition, meditators use this method, selflessness of a person. So this meditation, practitioner realize selflessness of a person, they are no longer stuck in samsara. Because they don't have, they recognize self and I is not exist. It's a delusion. The point is that they recognize it's a delusion. Due to that, they don't have attachment. Then no attachment cannot take birth in samsara. So where is samsara is come from, taking birth is because self-grasping attachment. If we don't have attachment, not taking birth in samsara. So it's called liberation. That's realized called ahas level. Ahas no need to take birth in samsara because they have this realization, selflessness of person. So this realization in this boy has kind of recognized, but I don't know exactly he has realized, but he, through his investigation, he recognized, intellectually, he recognized selflessness of person could be. So I don't know, the true realization or recognize like intellectual way. Then if one looks into the consciousness itself, he has no ego. If it is nothing in seeing, it means like nothing to really you see. Mind is not exist. It's emptiness. So then that is a part of the teaching is selflessness of phenomena. I mean the selflessness of person. So now Malarepa going to share him teaching is Mahamudra. If one can practice the teaching of Mahamudra and knows how to see nothing, something will be seeing, then when you use this selflessness of person meditation, you seeing your mind is not exist, self is not exist. Then the practitioner meditator go up to another level, practices Mahamudra. So Mahamudra meditation is if one looks in the knows how to see nothing. See, if you not seeing, your mind is not exist, then something will be seen. The point is you not seeing, then you're going to see something. So Malarepa said that is the Mahamudra. And here the teaching follows actually. First step is investigating mind. So investigating mind is where is our mind is located. What is the mind, past, future, or present? So you investigate, use this logic, you don't see your mind is exist. Then Malarepa said that is great actually. It's wonderful because you not seeing, is you going to see Mahamudra. If you seeing something, you have something focal objects, then you not seeing Mahamudra. And you will think it's I and the self is there, cannot be seeing Mahamudra. We think our mind is there, so you not seeing Mahamudra. The point is, body is truly not exist, it's emptiness. And then mind is truly not exist, nothing seeing. If you investigate mind is nothing you seeing, that is you seeing. What are you seeing? You seeing true nature. So that is called Mahamudra. See nothing, something will be seeing. Then you really something seeing. To practice the teaching of Mahamudra, one needs great faith, humility, and there on the foundation. So Malarepa, he recognize what is going on here is Malarepa knows he has already basic practice. What preliminary practice for Mahamudra. So now Malarepa ready to share him to Mahamudra. So Malarepa says, no, he has, the many conditions we need. The condition realization of Mahamudra, at least we have to investigate our mind first. So investigate the mind, we not really seeing mind is truly not exist. We have to recognize mind is truly not exist. So that is a basic practice. He has that. And that is a part of the view preliminary. So now he need another, conduct part preliminary for Mahamudra. So I think that's Malarepa sharing here. To practice Mahamudra, one needs great faith. So need devotion. that is the Malarepa sharing him is a key. Without the devotion, we cannot realize the Maha Mudra. So the why is devotion is important because it's the Maha Mudra realization was due to Guru's blessing. So we need devotion to Guru. Then how do we get devotion to Guru? We have to recognize Guru's quality. What is Malarepa up there is sharing? You know, already he talked just this song of realization. Guru, he realized absolute true nature. So Guru, he through his body, speech, mind, supplication to Guru and ask blessing. So we ask this blessing. Our part we need devotion. So without the devotion, we cannot receive the Guru's blessing. That's why the Jigten Sangha also share, Guru is the same as a snow mountain. Our devotion is the same as the sun. Sun shines to snow mountain. Snow mountain is melting, is the same as the blessing. Blessing is the same as streaming water. Water is streaming come from the snow mountain. So, that's why this is called blessing lineage. Blessing lineage is most important is our devotion. Our devotion can connect with the Guru, connect with the Yadams. Without the devotion, we cannot connect with the Guru and the Yadams. So then where is the devotion is come from? You really cannot have any one single, cause there. We cannot find. The cause is we study, listening, teaching, study, and practice, then devotion arises. So many causes of condition need devotion arise. So true devotion is come from practice of Dharma. And then temporary devotion is just special objects. You're seeing the teacher is looks great and looks wonderful. We're seeing there's good qualities, follow the person. That kind is called auto level, and it's followed by the personal devotion. But that devotion is not that strong, no unchanging devotion. We need devotion, irreversible devotion, irreversible. So irreversible devotion is come from practice of Dharma. So you get your own level, some certainty, experience. Then your practices become strong, your devotions become strong and strong. So you practice love and compassion, then you have some, kind of like experience, love, compassion comes to your mind, but better than just, we ordinary, never we practice love and compassion. You practice love, compassion, some level, not that high level, any experience, but some progressing your love and compassion practice, then devotion arises to who has love and compassion. So that teacher is really important in your mind. If you meditate and your quality is progressing, devotion is arise to kind of Malarepa, because of meditators, you recognize their quality. If we don't practice, we don't recognize the Guru's quality. So that's why the most important is devotion. True devotion is arise from the Dharma practice. That's devotion is called irreversible devotion. Long as you have that devotion, you have seeds of Mahamudra. Light is already easy to, light easy to up. So easy to into the Mahamudra. That's why Malarepa checking him, he has enough devotion. So he already has enough devotion because he says, pray my teacher, please give me explanation. I submit everything to you. This boy told the Malarepa, Malarepa recognizes this boy has enough devotion. That's why Malarepa says you need devotion. When you going to practice Mahamudra and recognize Mahamudra, one should understand the teaching of Mother, know how to see, nothing to see. Practice the teaching of Mahamudra, one needs great faith. And the humility and the zeal is then also effort. Really want, not just, okay, can you give me Mahamudra? Just I want to know what is kind of Mahamudra, not that kind. It's hunger, people want food, So we have examples, hunger yaks want grass. And the hunger yak, some days these people use the yak, and then the yak have to carry all this, I don't know how to say, luggages or luggages like delivery, and they don't let eat the grass because they have to go journey. And days, don't get eat grass. Then they finish that job and release the yaks, go to grass, is, and then single pointed eating the grass. So even you hit the stone and the stakes, they're not moving. So whatever going on, they don't focus, and only single pointed focus eating the grass. So that kind of need effort. Also enthusiasm, happy and joy, wanting. So otherwise, not going to successful. So that traditionally teachings, this without this kind of quality, they don't share the teaching. That's why I told you, Khenpo means he testing the students, and who go to see him, they ask him Mahamudra Dzogchen teaching. He let them sit there 1 year at least with his place. His place is a harsh, difficult area because it's weather condition. It's too cold. First, Tibet is cold. Secondly, his place is more colder than any other in Tibet areas. And then you don't have a house. Have to stay in the tent. Who going to build the house in the high mountain area? Possible to build the house. This material things, anything, not possible, even you have money. So you have to stay in the tent. You have to cook outside. You cannot cook inside the tent. Each one has a small tent, stay inside, cook outside. So you have to go through difficulty, and then he really seeing the person wanting or not. If someone just easy going, they just go home, they don't want to stay there. So then someone who really wanted the teaching, they stay in there, we take the teaching and what Khenpo means us to do, the preliminary practice, that does that practice there, and we take the teaching for receive the Mahamudra and the Dzogchen. So that kind of, we need effort. That's why Malarepa is sharing him. One can humility and there as the foundation. So that's the foundation. Most important is enthusiasm, passion, and devotion. Then you can practice the Mahamudra as successful. Otherwise, you just not possible to successful Mahamudra practice. One should understand the truth of karma and causation as the path. So Malarepa said, then the person also have to understand cause and the effect. You have to stop the negative karma, otherwise it's obstacle to the practice of dharma. So then even to follow the karma, the karma cause and effect, that this is not only focus for cause and effect, okay? It's talking about sharing Mahamudra. So Malarepa guide this bow is more beyond the cause and the effect. So of course, we're going to receive Mahamudra. First step, we have to follow cause and effect. Second, if you follow the cause and the effect, that cannot only follow the cause and the effect. You understand the cause and the effect, that cannot realize the Mahamudra. That cannot take you to beyond the samsara without the Mahamudra realization. So we need the first step, follow the cause and the effect. But even you follow, you know cause and the effect, still you cannot free from samsara. That is the Malarepa saying. One should understand the truth of karma and the cause as the path. In order to achieve the accomplishment, one should depend upon a guru. So if you want to really achieve the accomplishment, great Mahamudra practice, then we have to rely on the guru. You know, even you know the cause and the effect, that cannot realize the Mahamudra. If you follow the cause and the effect, still you don't realize Mahamudra. So so then here this important is in order to achieve the accomplish Mahamudra, we should open on a guru for the initiation, the empowerment from the guru. Initiation is is a different kind of initiation. So Mahamudra initiation is direct pointing your natural mind. That is called initiation. Not only using the ritual things. So outer level empowerment and inner level empowerment, secret level empowerment, there is different levels. But usually we does all is like kind of outer level empowerment because followed by ritual things. That is outer level. But inner level is introduce this body is Buddha, it's a body. This body is Mamimpa is no rapine. So it's causes of Buddha's seed is that is become, you introduce the point is introduce your body is Buddha's body. Then introduce your natural mind is Buddha's mind, is Mahamudra. That's a sacred empowerment. That is called initiation. And instructions and the teaching and inner teachings. So the guru cannot liberate us without the teachings. So that's why we rely on guru, but from the guru, what we need, initiation, instruction, and inner teachings from guru. So you see the guru, then you think guru going to liberate me. That's also not possible. Okay? And that's Buddha already shared clearly. I can show you the path, but liberation is truly up to your effort. He told that. If you follow and your effort. So then that's the Malarepa told him, you need teaching. It requires a disciple possessing merit to receive the teaching. Then someone going to receive Mahamudra need accumulation merit. Without accumulation merit, even you receive Mahamudra teaching, there you cannot get that much benefit. Because you get obstacles, you can be lost. So Mahamudra, another way is very simple. Just, let go all the thoughts. Yeah. And then just looking into nature, our own nature, be in the present. Stay there is called Mahamudra, but another way is very simple. But another hand is so difficulty. It's because so much obstacles, distractions. And then we have so much, it's samsaric conditions. And due to that, very hard to go into nature and the Mahamudra state. Even you get that level, but you have a kind of a, it's due to the body of form Mara, Mara of our emotions, Mara of son of God, I think. That kind of Maras arising all the time. So that's why very hard to maintain in the practice. That's why we need accumulation merit. So Malarepa said, who going to receive this Mahamudra can maintain and practice? Someone need accumulation merit. Without accumulation merit, you not possible successful practice because due to obstacles. And that's we recognize clearly. Sometimes, we receive Mahamudra together, many groups, from the teacher, and some is goes practice like successful. Some even have received teachings but never successful because it's due to accumulation merit. We don't see them our merit, but accumulation merit is clearly there. When we was born, and you have many childhood friends, you have siblings, you look toward these situations, you have classmates, and you have business partners, or just investigate, our circumstances, or this whole our life follows. So kind of we same opportunity, but it's years ago, it's totally different lifestyle. Even same education, but then goes lifestyle is different. Some has really hard. Same parents, lifestyle is different. Same business, lifestyle is successful, is totally different. This all is due to some sort of condition, also due to accumulation merit. But then Dharma practice also, we become join the Sangha together and receive teaching together, but then some never go to become into Dharma that much. Some is become very strong connect with the Dharma. That also due to accumulation merit. So without accumulation merit, it's always have obstacle. Go especially more deeper level teachings, Mahamudra level teachings, there has protections. Also, if someone don't have conditions, they're not into that teaching. No possible get in the teachings into there. Then some has this, not enough accumulation merit. They never ever get into that level. It's condition get. So this Mahamudra teaching condition is due to our accumulation merit. That's why Malarepa says, it requires a discipline possessing merit to receive this teaching. So accumulation merit and disciplinary we need to receiving this teaching. It requires a me who disregards discomfort and suffering. That is the most important for the practitioner. So, it's require a me who disregards discomfort and suffering. Malarepa go through that. So he 100% he's at the highest level, follow that discomfort, and suffering, go through. That's what he's realized. And then many these high realizers go through that and realize. No one realize enjoy with some samsaric pleasure. So when we're going to get realization, we have to go through, some levels difficulties. discomfort, suffering. So that's actually really good, but if we don't have enough accumulation merit, we don't, how to say that, cannot take care of that part. It's we can lost because we lost effort. If someone don't have enough accumulation merit, easily lost. If get suffering. That's why, see, Marpa Lotsa also recognize Malarepa has lots accumulation merit. That's the reason he can go through this discomfort and suffering. So Marpa Lotsa training, or what is trap or punish or whatever we say, is give him Malarepa very hard. And it's through his compassion. Marpa Lotsa has so much compassion for all mother sentient beings. So he wanted to have all mother sentient beings. That's why he gives so hard for Malarepa to benefit for other beings. And that's in Tibetan tradition also. Teacher really see student who has accumulation merit. And then they push very hard, make really difficulty for that person. Because they wanted to help many other beings. So they recognize who has that ability. So Marpa Lotsa has so many students, he don't push others. Then why he did only for Malarepa? Because he see Malarepa has so much accumulation merit. But he has a strong obstacle there too. So that's why he can purify his obstacle, and he can push very hard for him to benefit for other beings. Marpa Lotsa told Malarepa, when he finished all this difficulty, make hard for him, and then he giving teaching, that time he share for all his Marpa Lotsa students. If I only want Malarepa to liberate, I don't have to give him so much hardship. I want to benefit many other beings. So he has that ability. That's why I did is for mother sentient beings. Marpa Lotsa told it for everyone. So Marpa Lotsa told them is, I know when he comes first day, I recognize he has qualified. He has merit to benefit others. So then that's see, also we practice the Dharma, we get some uncomfortable, discomfort, like go through difficulties. We have to practice patience. That is all is good for for the practice. Otherwise, we never get the result and achievement realization. Not possible. So then, of course, this is very pit instruction, very important. We always lost here. Many Dharma practitioners, students, then everyone want comfort, joy, happy to practice. But some difficulty comes, then it's lost. Because that time we have to put effort, more effort. Take that suffering is in the path. Then also, the require me who disregards discomfort and suffering, it requires the courage of fearlessness. The fearlessness suffering. What suffering comes, difficulty comes, fearlessness practice. I don't know English is clearly. Tibetan also says, even you have joy, happy, also have to take in the path. This discomfort and desire, joy, both we need to take into the path. Then here, I also share you many times, this suffering is very not that difficulty if someone has like some, this instruction teaching, and someone has a devotion Dharma, and some levels to connect with the Dharma, not that difficulty. disregard the discomfort and taking in the path. But hardest is taking path is desire, is more your happiness. Happiness taking on the path is hardest for the practitioners. So that's the reason many practitioners get gaining the material, gaining the more students, like you get more some levels, like you have power, then they're going to lost the practice without this very strong foundation. So many happen that, and samsara, difficulty, suffering, easy to taking, not that hard to take part, but most practitioners lost happiness. Happiness hard to take on the path. So that's why you look to in this world, where has the good conditions, everything's great, samsara, desire, not that difficulty, then less practitioners. And where has more difficulty area, hard, it's a condition, it's more practitioner. So that means like clearly you can take suffering on the path, but happiness, no one wanted to take the path. So the happiness is run over our practice. I share you one example. 1959, okay, many Tibetan refugees went to India. They have groups, camps, live together. And then 60s, 80 between this many refugees, this group of people went to join the monastery. The teachers rebuilt the monastery in India. They joined the temples. Because at that time they has a really hard and difficulty for the food, everything, it's very hard to parents, how to say provide for the kids. They have kids, then they ask them to go to monastery. They join so many monastery because the monastery they provide the food for place to stay more easy, and they are recognized. 80s, all these village people change. They have their own food and a house, everything settled down. Everything is more comfort, and there no any problems. Less. 90s, no one come from these Tibetan villages, just come from monks and nuns. No one. I clearly see that. Because that, why is that happening? See, it's when there has a difficulty time, go into the Dharma. But then you have enough, your food, clothes, enjoy desires, objects, and you can go to school, learn, and something. Then parents also don't send to kids to the monastery, not think about it. Kids also they don't want to go to monastery. So then that's, like where has more desire, all the comfort, then people don't think about much Dharma. That is called God's realm, suffering. So you really think, look to these 6 realms exist in these human realms in this world. Who has all the material gains, power, and everything comfort, not depending for others much, more independent and everything great. That person is the same as God's realm. They don't want the Dharma. They don't really think about the Dharma is important. They only just enjoy their desire, happiness. So that is more, look to in the more people in the Western country, people, So it's God's realm kind of suffering. And then God's realm suffering is when we die, so lose all the, our conditions, material gainings, and the power, what you owned, your of course, your body's, quality and your auto level, your material gaining power, everything is going to loss, decreasing, then suffering. So that is Western country. Many people has that suffering. So stay then longer, and then death suffering is really long. Have to pay insurance, harder to afford that. Then many no visitors much, kind of lonely, and many people has suffering. That is God's realm suffering. So God's realms exist in human realms. Then jealousy, God is always jealousy, mental jealousy, neighbors, friends, and who has more education, material things, and always mind is jealousy to that person. That person is jealousy God's realm. And then some jealousy gods is explained in the the teachings talk about there's good things, but they're used by God's realms. So some resource, they have good resource, but taken by others. So that is in this world, some country has good resource, but used by other country, come to get that and take and do to that and fighting and war, and it's jealous gods. So many has that suffering. The hair realm is like, we recognize in human beings are fighting, injure, and see its war is hair realm suffering. And then we give so much hardship for animals. We give them exactly, hair realm suffering. So hair realm suffering is in there. Hair realms exist in this human realms. The hungry gods is seen like so many beings, human beings, animals, no food, no drinks. It's so much difficult and hard, hunger and thirsty. And some is mentally suffering, some is physically suffering. So hungry gods realms in the human beings. Mentally suffering hungry gods is not satisfying. That is a hungry gods, another type of hungry gods. Physically hungry gods is not enough water and food. So whole life is for looking for that. So that is, in the human being, we have these two different types in the hungry ghost. And then animal is because we don't recognize cause and effect. And we create so much negative karma. So due to our ignorance, harming each other, create suffering, even we want happiness, but we create the causes of suffering all the time. So that's the 6 realms in these human beings. We don't need to think about 6 realms somewhere else. In human realm has 6 realms. But then low to our own situation, maybe every day we have these 6 realms suffering. Sometimes we can be jealous gods. Sometimes we can be God's realm suffering. Sometimes we are animal realms suffering because we, due to ignorance, we want good things to do, but create causes of suffering. That time we are same as animal because it's due to our ignorance. So body doesn't matter. What we're doing action. And then we have jealousy comes to mind. We are jealous gods. We get anger and fighting, killing some beings. Then we are hair realms. So this all is like even within our mind have every moment coming with us 6 realms. So we have to recognize, no, okay, I'm jealous gods. So recognize, have to meditate, No, you recognize, I'm not this moment I'm the really same as animal because I don't knowing true. So this moment I'm here. So we have to look to our own situation, have to change and recognize. And then the point is like, if you are meditator Maha Mudra, when this 6 realm kind of suffering arising in your mind, recognize and directly looking into your mind, that moment you transforming this 6 realms karma. If anger arises, you look into your mind, you recognize anger and look into your mind nature, then you purify harem's karma. And desire, see, so strong desire, no satisfaction, and always wanting something, that kind of moment, thoughts arise, looking into your mind, and you purify hungry God's karma. So that's the view we have to maintain and practice. It's very powerful, daily life, how to we purify this 6 realms karma. Use this Maha Mudra. So we have to use and often, follow by these 6 different emotions, have to dissolve into natural ripa. So then we purify that karma. Okay, so now, dear Schiffer, okay, so it is required the courage of fearlessness, the defense of death.
Defiance is like resistance, like not allowing, like defiance and won't allow it.
Yeah, so even you die, for the practice, never giving up. So your life is changed for the practice. If not, it is better not to talk about the subject. So if you don't have that, Malarepa said, we don't talk about. I don't want to waste time with you. Do you have that courage? So that's the he giving, this ask yourself and think carefully. So we have to think about ourselves. We really have, Mahamudra's foundation or not. We have to check ourselves. So we have enthusiasm, happy to do. We can take what difficulty comes. We have passion for that, for practice Mahamudra, and we have enough devotions. So that kind we have to checking ourselves. It's really beautiful. He asks for check us. Otherwise, he said he's not going to waste time with us. This ask yourself and think carefully. When you sought the last night, you could not find it. So, so then Malarepa point also, if you don't have that kind of quality, Malarepa say, I cannot share with you this Mahamudra because you not qualify. So then when you sought the last night, you could not find it. This is the practice of no ego of personality. So it's called selflessness of person. So Malarepa say, you practice last night, you didn't find it yourself. That is called selflessness of person meditation. Follow my explain, and for 12 years meditate. Then if you want to follow me, you want to be, I am your guru, so you have to follow me 12 years. Malarepa told them, 12 years you have to follow me. Meditate. Then you will understand the nature of my thing were on this dear boy. So Malarepa told them, you understand last night your experience is selflessness of person. So if you want to follow me, then I can share with you is selflessness of phenomena. Then you have to follow me 12 years. You have to follow me. It's you think about yourself. Then I can introduce nature of mind. So that's it, Malarepa told the thing were on this dear boy. The Schiffer said, okay, so now you're saying. Cool. So saying is more important than the teachings, see?
I sincerely pray to my Guru, who realized the truth of non-ego. I pray with body, words, and mind. I pray with great faith and sincerity. Pray, bless me and my disciples. Enable us to realize the truth of non-ego. Pity us and deliver us from the plight of ego clinging. Listen carefully, dear shepherd. Clinging to the notion of ego is characteristic of this consciousness. If one looks into this consciousness itself, he sees no ego. Of it nothing is seen. If one can practice the teaching of Maha Mudra and knows how to see nothing, something will be seen. To practice the teaching of Mahamudra, one needs great faith, humility, and zeal as the foundation. One should understand the truth of karma and causation as the path. In order to achieve the accomplishment, one should depend upon a guru for the initiation, instruction, and inner teaching. It requires a disciple possessing merit to receive the teaching. It requires a man who disregards discomfort and suffering. It requires the courage of fearlessness, the defiance of death. Dear shepherd, can you do these things? If so, you are well destined. If not, it is better not to talk about the subject. This ask yourself and think carefully. When you sought the eye last night, you could not find it. This is the practice of non-ego personality. If you want to practice the non-ego of existence, follow my example. For 12 years, meditate. Then you will understand the nature of mind. Think well on this, dear boy.
Thank you. Thank you, Benny. Okay, so now the shepherd said, I offer you my body. So now this boy, I offer you my body and my head. Please make me understand my own mind definitely and clearly. So he has a devotion enough. So Malarepa asks, if you don't want, you don't have that. We already talked that cause or condition. If you don't have you cannot follow me. So he said he can do whatever Malarepa said. The point is, I think, my own mind definitely and clearly. The Jetsin thought I shall see whether this child can really practice. So then Malarepa really wanted to more investigate this boy. And then he said, first pray to the three precious ones, the visualize on image of Buddha in front of you, one knows. Thus, Malarepa gave the shepherd the instruction of concentration and sit him away. So here what it says, Malarepa then thought I shall see whether this code can really practice. The Tibetan here has Malarepa supplication to the Guru and Malarepa supplication to the three jivas, the blessing to this boy, practice for his practice. Then he asked this, meditate, visualize the Buddha, Shakyamuni, front of your nose, front of his nose. So this is the part of shamatha practice. It's shamatha with the object. We have two focal object, external useful object, and then there has a regular object and a special object. So regular object, people usually use anything in, regular things, object, then mind resting with that object. So special object is use the enlightened beings form body. Special objects, stupa or Buddha's form body, when we use that and visualize, so it's a special object. So Malarepa give instruction for him, I think, shamatha with special object meditation. Give the shepherd the instruction of concentration and sit himself away. There was no sign of the boy for 7 days. On the 7th day, so this boy never come back 7 days, see the Malarepa. His father come to Malarepa saying, dear Lama, my son has not come home for a week. So father worried about his son because his son never come back to 1 week at his home. This is very unusual, wondering whether he was lost. In court of the other shepherds who had been with him. So shepherd means village has many families. Each family has one shepherd because they own, animals have to take care. So maybe they have 20 families, they have 20 shepherds. Maybe 10 because if they negotiate, one day you take care, one day I take care, some families does that. Generally have more shepherds, each family has one. So then he asked other shepherds, where is my son? There's no one said, then others don't know. They were said that he had come to you. So they told he went to see the Lama. So they knows only that for the Dharma. Come to you for the Dharma, and though he had then gone home, but where is he? So already gone 1 week, where is he? He was here, replied Malarepa, but has not come back for 7 days. Malarepa said he didn't come back 7 days. The father was deeply private, right? And wept bitterly as he left Malarepa. So father is really sad, and of course he thinks his son is dead or something, bad things happening for him. Many people were then sent out to search for the boy. So they're looking for him. Finally, they found him in a clay pit, sitting upright with his eyes. So he's in the remote area somewhere, I think is in this clay, Then he's sitting inside there, meditating. His eyes wide open, staring fright in front, straight front in front. So he meditated Buddha in his nose. They asked him, what are you doing here? he replied, I am practicing the meditation. My Guru talked to me. Then why have you not returned home for 7 days? I have only been meditating a little while. So his feeling is only just short time, maybe 1 hour. But it already gone 1 week. Time is gone. He don't recognize because he so single-pointed meditate and no distracting. You must be meditating a little while. You must be joking. As he said this, he looked at the sun and found that it was early than the time he had started to meditate. So not watch, no time. So have to look the sun, you have to recognize it. And he looked the sun because he knows when he went to the meditate, maybe afternoon something. So now it's early morning, kind of early time. So it's a different timing. So that's he recognized, he been longer than what he thought. In his bewilderment, what is it? Bewilderment.
Surprise.
He asked, what has happened? From that day on, the boy's family had great difficulty with him because he had almost completely lost the notion of time. What happened to him to have been only 1 day, as the passing of 4 or 5 days to others. So then very hard to keep this boy there home because he thinks 1 hour, they already gone days. 1 day, he thinks 1 day is 5 days, 4 days gone. And their parents very worried about him. Many times his parents send people out to search, where is the?
Yeah, you're right.
Many times his parents send people out to search for him. Thus both he and his family began to feel miserable. At this juncture, right, they asked him whether he wanted to live with Malarepa for good. Then parents also not recognize he cannot keep it with them, so rather better send to Malarepa, the teacher. Malarepa first give him, then he went to he also wanted to do that. Parents also then give up because parents recognize he cannot keep their home. They don't want to search him often. And Malarepa, then there is Malarepa. Malarepa first give him the precepts of 5 virtues. Precepts of 5 virtues is called the lay practitioner, vows. So Malarepa give to this teaching for him is sexual misconduct and killing human beings and stealing other things from people, liar, and then what is another one? Five virtues.
Non-virtues. Isn't ignorance?
No, it's a. So that precept he gave to him, doctrine of Dharma, and they granted him to teaching of the inner born wisdom.
So don't eat meat.
No.
Abstain from killing, stealing, sexual misconduct, lying, and intoxication.
Intoxication. So that's he give to these 5 precepts for him. Though practice, the boy gradually attained good meditation experience, and Malarepa was very pleased. So Malarepa has joy because this boy is progressing practice. In order, however, to clarify the boy's misapprehension on the nature of true realization, he's saying, okay, its time is gone. So I didn't recognize today, so fast gone the time. Maybe we share this teaching next week and just sing. We have singers here. Who's going to sing this one? You're going to sing, okay? Nate going to sing.
I bow down at the feet of Maha, he who received grace from Milarepa and Mahamudra, those who practice the Dharma with their mouths, talk much and seem to know much teaching, but when the time comes for a perceiver to leave the deadened body, oh, the mouth-bound preacher into space is thrown. When the clear light shines, it is cloaked by blindness and the chance to see the Dharmakaya at the time of death is lost. Through fear and confusion, even though one spends his life in studying the canon, it helps not at the moment of the mind's departure, not at the moment of the mind's departure. Alas, those proficient yogis who long have practiced meditation mistake the psychic experience of illumination for transcendental wisdom and are happy with this form of self-deception. Therefore, when the transcendental wisdom of the Dharmakaya shines, these yogis cannot unify the light of mother and son, since meditation cannot help them as they die. They are still in danger of rebirth in the lower realms. My dear son, best of laymen, listen to me carefully. My dear son, best of laymen, listen to me carefully. When your mind is rightly posed and your mind's absorbed deep in meditation, you may feel that though the mind and thought disappear, yet this is but the surface experience of dhyana. By constant practice and mindfulness, thereon one feels radiant self-awareness shining like a brilliant lamp. It is pure and bright as a flower. It is like the feeling staring into the vast and empty sky. The awareness of voidness is limpid and transparent, yet vivid, yet vivid. This thought, this radiant and transparent experience is but the filling of dhyana. With this good foundation, one should further pray to the precious ones three and penetrate to reality, mighty thinking and contemplation. He thus can tie the non-ego wisdom with the beneficial life rope of deep dhyana, with the power of kindness and compassion, and with altruistic vow of the body heart, he can see direct and clearly the truth of the enlightened path, of which nothing can be seen, yet all is clearly visioned. He sees how wrong were the fears and hopes of his own mind. He sees how wrong were the fears and hopes of his own mind. Without a rival, he reaches the place of Buddha. Without seeing, he visions Dhammkaya. Without effort, he does all things naturally. Dear son, the virtue seeker, bear this instruction in your mind. Dear son, virtue seeker, bear this instruction in your mind. Bear this son, virtue seeker, instruction in your mind.
Thank you. The God stopped. Thank you, Nick. Okay, so we finished the time. I think we leave there today. Do the dedication. I'm going to share the dedication. First, I have to share the Malarepas. Guru Yoga is most important one. Guru Yoga. Om Ai Guru Hazam Benza Hom. 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 The enlightened body of the gypsy Jebadorje, and my mind makes without duality beyond elaboration. Like water bubbles dissolve into water, evenly rest in the state without concepts. Jezen Jeba Dorjeko, Ransem Jeda Nimindi, Chela Chewara Tembadar, Mimi Ngande Nyambarja. We meditated a little bit. So Malarepa is dissolving to our body, mind, and inseparable. By this virtue, may I safely accomplish Mahamudra. Then may I establish ever wandering being without exception upon the ground. Gewan de yen yorda da saja jembon rubjurne drowa jeja Malarepa de ye salangu parsho. Lord Mala laughing Varjara to you I pray. Lord Mala laughing Varjara to you I pray. Jemala jeba dorjela isorwande so. Jemala jeba dorjela isorwande so. Jemala jeba dorjela sorwande so. Dedication. Dorjen Chang, Telopa, Naropa, Marpa, Malarepa, Dharma Lord Gambopa, Pamotopa Lord Digomba, please bestow upon us most auspicious blessing of all Kaju Lamas. By the virtue may achieve omniscience, by defeating all enemies, confusion. May all who travels on the waves of birth, old age, sickness, and death cross the ocean of samsara. Bodhicitta, the excellent and precious mind, where it is unborn, may it arise. Where is born is no decline, but ever increase higher and higher. I pray the Lama may have a good health. I pray the Lama may have a long life. I pray your Dharma activity suffer far and wide. I pray that I may not be separate from you. As Manjushri the Vero realized the autumn stay and as did Samantha Bada, I will follow in the path and fully dedicate all the merry for sentient beings. By the blessing of Buddha who attained the three kayas, by the blessing of true and changing Dharma as a such, by the blessing of indivisible Sangha order, may the merry Asha bear fruit. By the virtues collected in the three times, by my seven all beings in samsara and nirvana, and by any rule of virtue, may I and all sentient beings quickly attain answer past perfect, complete, and precious enlightenment. May the teaching of Great Gompa Ranashira, who is omniscient Lord of Dharma, master of interdependence, continue and increase through study, practice, contemplation, and meditation unto the end of the samsara. Om Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum, Om 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 Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Thank you, everyone. Tashi Dele. Tashi Dele.
Ashidale.
Tashidele, gracias a todos. Gracias, antes. Yogi Benny, Yogi.
All the singers.
See you evening if you have time.
Yeah.
It's-
Buonasera.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And please note the time tonight, just so you guys see, I'll post it in the chat room. So just note that they're a little bit different than what we emails. So you guys are aware.
Thank you, Debbie, and thank you, Zoom team. Great job today. Thank you.
They did awesome. Michelle and Danielle.
Yes,
Bye.
Post it again.
you too.
Thank
Bye.
you, Daniela.
Bye.
Yes.
Bye, guys.
Daniela, Michelle.
Thanks, everyone. Hope to see you tonight.
Yes.
Everyone, stay safe.
See you later.
Always